Hello everyone, I am Astha Keshri and today we will discuss about energy flow in an ecosystem. The energy is required by all living organisms which gives us capacity to do work and the food which we eat is the main source of that energy. When this chemical energy is transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level along the food chain is called the energy flow. This energy flow is based on two different laws of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics that states that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only change from one form to another. Second law of thermodynamics that states that an energy is transferred more and more of it is wasted. The energy flow in the ecosystem is one of the major factors that supports the survival of such a great number of organisms, and it takes place via the food chain and food web. During this process of energy flow in the ecosystem, plants being the producers absorb sunlight with the help of the chloroplast and a part of it transformed into chemical energy in the process of photosynthesis. This energy is stored in various organic products in the plant and passed on to the primary consumers in the food chain. When the herbivores consume the plant as food, then conversion of chemical energy stored in plant products into kinetic energy occurs. Degradation of energy will occur through its conversion into heat, then followed by the secondary consumers. When these herbivores are ingested by carnivores of the first order, further degradation will occur. Finally, when tertiary consumers consume the carnivores, energy will again be degraded. Thus, the energy flow is unidirectional in nature. Moreover, in food chain, the energy flow follows the 10% law. According to this law, only 10% of energy is transferred from one trophic level to the other. Rest is lost into the atmosphere. This is clearly explained in the following figure and is represented as an energy pyramid. Now we are using a term again and again, and that is trophic level. The producers and consumers in the ecosystem can be arranged into different feeding groups and are known as trophic level or the feeding level. First is the producers, that is plant, represent the first trophic level, and the second is herbivores, that is primary consumer, present the second trophic level. Third is primary carnivores, that is secondary consumer, represent the third trophic level. And last one is top carnivores, tertiary consumer, represent the last level. Now, as we know, the energy flows along with the food chain. There are basically three different types of food chain by which the energy flows in an ecosystem. First is grazing food chain. This is the normal food chain that we observe in which plants are the producers and the energy flows from the producers to herbivores, that is primary consumers, then to the carnivores, that is secondary consumer, and so on. Second is saprophytic and detritus food chain. In this type of food chain, the dead organic matter occupies the lowermost level of the food chain, followed by the decomposers and so on. Third is parasitic food chain. In this type of food chain, large organisms, either the producers or the consumers, is exploited and therefore the food passes to the smaller organisms. Now we will discuss about energy pyramid. An energy pyramid, sometimes called a trophic pyramid or an ecological pyramid, is a graphical representation showing the flow of energy at each trophic level in an ecosystem. The width of each bar represents the unit of energy available within each trophic level. The height is always the same. The flow of energy moves through the layer of the energy pyramid from the bottom up and is gradually reduced as energy is used up by the organism at each level. The base of the energy pyramid indicates the energy available within primary producers. Primary producers, also known as autotrophs, are organisms which creates their own food by taking their energy from non-living source of energy. In most cases, these are photosynthesizing plants which use energy from the sun to create their own nutrition in the form of simple sugars. Although there are exceptions such as deep sea organisms which are chemical energy from hydrothermal vents. In this description, we will focus on ecosystems that take energy from the sun. The second trophic level consists of primary consumers. These are the herbivores that feed slowly on the primary producers. The third and fourth level are made up of secondary consumers and tertiary consumers. These are carnivores and omnivores, which can feed on any of the lower levels, although mainly consume organisms from the trophic level directly beneath them. The top layer of the energy pyramid contains apex predators. These are mostly carnivorous animals that have no natural predator. The pyramid shape is used to represent the flow of energy because of the way that energy is used up and lost throughout the system. The primary producers take in energy from the sun. However, only around 1% of total available energy is actually absorbed into the plant. This is the gross primary productivity. Fortunately, such a high amount of energy is emitted from the sun that 1% is sufficient to support plants in areas of high energy input from the sun, example trophic biomass. The GPP is higher than in those areas where energy input from the sun is low. Plants use photosynthesis in order to convert energy from the sun into chemical energy, which is stored as organic compounds such as sugars. The plant then carry out cell respiration in order to convert the sugar into usable energy molecule ATP. Cell respiration is a metabolic reaction which uses up around 60% of the plant's energy, leaving around 40% of the GPP as the NPP or the net primary productivity. This NPP value represents 100% of the total energy units made available for the plant use. Energy is used for all life processes such as respiration, movement, metabolic processes, and reproduction. So, of the 100% of total energy available to the plants, only around 10% is made into plant tissues, while 90% is used up and is lost as heat. At each of the subsequent trophic level, the same amount of energy, that is 90%, is lost as heat, while 10% is turned into available biomatter. By the time the energy reaches the top trophic level, the apex predator will only receive 0.01% of the primary energy. Because there is so little energy available at the highest trophic level, food chain are typically limited to a maximum of 6 levels. Now, a very important question arises throughout all over the discussion, that is, why is the energy flow in ecosystem important? The energy flow in the ecosystem is important to maintain an ecological balance. The producers synthesize food by the process of photosynthesis. A part of the energy is stored within the plant. The remaining energy is utilized by the plants in their growth and development. The stored energy is transferred to the primary consumers when they feed on the producers. This energy is further passed on to the secondary consumers when they feed on the primary consumers, and so on. This maintains the ecological balance in an ecosystem. And that is why the energy flow in ecosystem is one of the major factors that supports the survival of such a great number of organisms. And this is all about the energy flow in an ecosystem. I hope you like the video. Thank you.